From Hare Baker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, Rockford Rivets baseball is on the air as the Rivets complete a 4-game road trip as they look for their first win since a coronavirus hiatus as they take on the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. Happy Sunday, everybody, and welcome into the broadcast. I'm Larry Larson. Thank you for joining us all road trip long. The Rivets, as I mentioned, still looking for their first victory after their roster was gutted after a positive coronavirus test of one of the Rivets staff members. Meanwhile, on the other side of the diamond today, the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders come into this game red hot as they have won 11 of their last 12 games. And in the last 3 games, the Spiders have scored 10-plus runs. They are on fire and in first place in the Wisconsin-Illinois East. And the Rivets, on the other hand, are in last place, in third in the East Division of the pod, sitting at 14-18. And Fond du Lac comes in at 24-13. Last night's ball game, it was all Fond du Lac as the Spiders defeated Rockford 15-1. Just a combined 6 strikeouts between the two teams, lots of balls in play. But unfortunately for the Screws, they were mostly in favor of the home team. Rockford had 5 errors in last night's ball game, so the defense did not help them out whatsoever. And the offense couldn't back up the effort either, as they only pushed across 5 hits, just scoring that 1 run. Today, the Rivets go with mostly the same lineup. Manager JT Scara mixing a few things up in this 4th game since taking over for Josh Keim. In our chat yesterday before the game, he said that these first 4 games are a bit of a spring training feeling out process for really everybody, as all the position players are new. And he said that in these first few games, he's going to mix a number of guys in, make sure everybody gets their at-bats and chances in the field. And after that, starting on Tuesday, he's going to go with a consistent starting lineup. We will see what that is. As for Fond du Lac, they've got a number of gentlemen playing their final game in a Fond du Lac home uniform before they depart for school, namely Tim Elko, Andrew Bullock, 2 players that have been constants in the Fond du Lac order for manager Zach Charbonneau all season. Let's get you your starting lineups first for the visiting Rockford Rivets. Colton Klein back in the leadoff spot, as he has been for the previous 3 games. Batting second and playing shortstop is Breck Nowick, the high school senior headed to UIC in the fall. Kyle Hamilton, the Rockton native and graduate of UW Stout, bats third and plays third base. Sam Beers, the DH, batting cleanup out of Concordia, Wisconsin. Beers at DH. Jackson Dvorak, the redshirt senior, headed to Lewis this fall, will bat 5th and play left field. Justin Carestis, another Rockford area native, the left-hander, the 3rd left-handed batter in the Rockford order, will bat 6th and play first base. He's headed to Northwood University in Michigan in the fall. Phil Highland, the Rockford Regent, will play right field and bat 7th. Bradley Von Druska bats 8th and plays second base. And to round it out is the catcher, Hunter Olson, freshman from McHenry County College. The Rivets will face off against a left-handed pitcher, Alex Vera, the freshman out of the University of Illinois. He stands at 5'11 and 180 pounds, but boy, is he crafty. In 18 innings pitched so far this year, in a mix between starts and relief appearances, he has pitched to a 1.47 ERA with 22 strikeouts and just 5 walks. He will not do your lineup any favors. It's another warm and humid day here in Fond du Lac. Mostly overcast skies, but a hazy sunshine shining down on Hare Baker Field. Right now the temperature is sitting at 84 degrees, but it feels closer to 90 when you factor in the dew point or humidity. The wind is yet again blowing around, playing a big factor in the outfield. Tonight blowing from the first base direction to left center field. So that could play a factor if hitters elevate any baseballs. This is not a home run prone stadium. We will take a short break for the national anthem and come back with the starting lineup for the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. It's Rivets, Fond du Lac, coming up next. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Radio. We are moments away from baseball in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, a Northwoods League Sunday matinee between Wisconsin-Illinois East rivals, the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders, and the Rockford Rivets. Fond du Lac coming in first place, Rockford coming in third in the East Division. Here's how Fond du Lac lines things up defensively and offensively behind left-handed starter Alex Vera. Andrew Bullock in his final game after spending 4 years in Fond du Lac. He bats leadoff and plays first base. Parker Nolan, the left fielder, bats second, the freshman from Vanderbilt. Tim Elko, the junior from Ole Miss, plays third base. Jack Alexander catches and bats cleanup. Aaron Anderson, the switch hitter, headed to Liberty, plays right field and bats fifth. Batting sixth is Sam Nowitzki. The Oregon Duck will play second base. Marco Sanchez, the left-handed batter, patrols center field. Andrew McKenna, tonight's DH, bats eighth. And to round it out, Brian Javier at shortstop. Warm-up pitches still going on between Alex Vera and the catcher, Jack Alexander from Austin Peay. In one appearance so far this season versus Rockford, Vera looked sharp back on July 22nd. In Rockford, he pitched in relief, went 1 1/3, allowed 2 hits and no runs. With that said, we are just about ready for baseball. It's 1:06 p.m. on a beautiful Sunday. The breeze is blowing, and we are set. Colton Klein, the leadoff man for Rockford, steps into the left-handed batter's box. Home plate umpire Max Steiner points towards Vera, and he delivers the first pitch. It's skied into center field. Trailing to his right is Marco Sanchez, and he reaches out to make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out to start this ball game. First pitch at 1:07, 2 minutes behind schedule. Now there's 1 away for Breck Nowick. Nowick, the UIC Flame, takes a fastball for a called strike 1. Tonight's umpiring crew, Max Steiner behind the plate, Tyler Jones at third, and Lucas Colucci at first base. Here's the 0-1. Fastball taken again, but that time outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on the Rockford shortstop that has played every game so far, as he offers at a curveball at 70 miles per hour. Swings right through it, and it's 1-2. Vera working very quickly from the windup in the middle of the rubber. Kicks and deals the 1-2. Goes back to the curveball and draws another swing and a miss. And that's strike 3. Nowick is set down for the second out of the ball game. We're scoreless with 2 outs in the top half of the first. That brings up Kyle Hamilton, the graduate of Hononegah High School. Just a short drive from Rivets Stadium. Also just graduated from UW Stout. Got a call from the Rivets and accepted the invitation to play. Lefty against lefty. The first pitch is a fastball that draws a duck from Hamilton. Little chin music there, and it's ball 1. In last night's ball game, Hamilton was 0 for 2 with 2 walks. So far this season, Hamilton has 3 walks as he offers at the 1-0, swings through it, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Hamilton steps out of the box with a 2-tone bat and waits for the 1-1. It's on the way. He swings and lines it softly to the third baseman, Tim Elko, who makes the catch to end the Rockford first. Alex Vera quickly works 1, 2, 3, and it's Rivets nothing. Dock Spiders coming up after a half inning. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Radio. Scoreless ball game at Hare Baker Field in Fond du Lac. Rivets and Dock Spiders just getting underway as Ryan Green finishes up his warm-up pitches before facing the Dock Spiders for the first time in his Northwoods League career. He will face the leadoff man, Andrew Bullock, in his final game as a Dock Spider as he gets a rousing standing ovation from the home crowd. Bullock, the redshirt senior, headed to Charleston Southern for his final year of eligibility. Green works from the windup, kicks and fires his first pitch. It's a big hack and a miss from the big fella Bullock. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Last night, Bullock batted in the 8th spot and went 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and 2 walks. 0-1. Green drops sidearm and delivers a breaking ball that misses low and in. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Caught a piece of home plate umpire Max Steiner. Bullock has been a member of the Dock Spiders since their inception in 2017. 1-1 on the way to him. Breaking ball misses high and away. And it's 2-1. Bullock standing in the left-handed batter's box at 6'2", 275. 2-1. Chopped foul down the right side. Hits the Rivets dugout. And we're back even. Ryan Green is making his first start as a Rivet. He did have 1 appearance, though, and that was on Thursday's opening day 2.0. He pitched 2 innings of relief against the Booyah, allowing 2 earned runs. It was a 3-inning appearance. Here's the 2-2. He drops sidearm again. Misses outside with the breaking ball. Hunter Olson, the catcher, couldn't bring it back in the zone, and it's full. Bullock with a batting average of just .241, but a .343 on base percentage. Green winds and deals the payoff pitch, and he misses low and away with the fastball. And it's ball 4, a leadoff walk to start up this Fond du Lac offense that has been on fire lately. In their latest games, they have scored 10 or more runs in 3 of their last 4. And they have won 11 of 12 games, including a 9-game win streak that was snapped on Thursday. Green works from the stretch, delivers the first pitch to Parker Noland, who takes it for a called strike. Noland, the freshman from Vanderbilt, also playing his final home game. Fond du Lac in their home white pants and baby blue alternate tops with gold lettering with Fondy across the front. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and chopped the opposite way into the gap in left field. Cut off by Jackson Dvorak. Going all the way to third base on the single is Andrew Bullock. Stopping at first is Noland. And there's runners on the corners with no outs here in the first. We're scoreless, but the Dock Spiders are threatening. Heads up base running there from Bullock to go from first to third. Bullock is a big man, but has good speed for his size. Brings up Tim Elko, who's also playing in his last home game. Top 3 guys in the order are all headed out of town. Elko, the junior from Ole Miss. The third baseman for Zach Charbonneau. First righty of the order, so it's a righty-on-righty matchup for Ryan Green. Here's the first pitch. Fastball misses outside, ball 1. Last night, Tim was 1 for 5 with a strikeout, but boy, did he hit the ball hard. He gave a few fly ball outs a ride just in front of the warning track. He's got 5 homers. Green delivers the 1-0. Chopper to second base. Fielding is Vondruski. Steps on the back, throws on to first in time. It's a double play, but coming home to score is Andrew Bullock. At this point in the ball game, the Rivets will very gladly trade 2 outs for 1 run. Noland is cut down at second base for the first out, and Elko is retired for the second out on the 4-3 double play. So there's 2 down for Jack Alexander with the bases empty. Dock Spiders up 1-0. Green goes back to the windup, fires the first pitch. Curveball that misses just low. And it's 1-0. Alexander did not play last night. He was 2 for 5 on Friday. He takes low on a fastball in the high 80s. Alexander played 2 seasons at Notre Dame. Will transfer to Austin Peay. 2-0 on the way to the catcher. Chopping ball to shortstop. Breck Nowick fields and throws in time to Justin Carestis at first base to end the Fond du Lac first, but not before. The Dock Spiders score a run in the first inning for the second consecutive ball game, and it's 1-0 after 1 from Hare Baker Field. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Baseball. Dock Spiders up 1-0 on the Rockford Rivets. After 1 inning, the Rivets will send up the 4, 5, 6 hitters after they were retired in order in the top half of the first. Things will start with Sam Beers here in the second. Beers so far this season is 3 for 9 with an RBI base knock that came on Thursday in Green Bay. He steps in the right-handed batter's box. And Alex Vera goes right back to work, offers a curveball on the first pitch, swung through by Beers, and it's no balls, 1 strike. Beers, the Concordia, Wisconsin product, plays corner infield for the Rivets and is today's DH. Vera kicks and deals. Another curveball chopped down to third base. It chops on the bag, and it's fair. It rolls into left field. Beers did not run out of the box, but he makes it to first, takes a small turn, and heads back. So it's a leadoff single for Beers on a very awkward play, but believe it or not, that's twice that we've seen that in this 2-game series. Last night, we saw a chopping ball to third base that bounced off the third base bag when Rockford was in the field. Bounced over Kyle Hamilton's head at third base. That time, it bites Tim Elko, the 6'4" man who's guarding the hot corner for the Dock Spiders. So there's a runner on with no outs for Jackson Dvorak. Here's the first offering. Fastball high, check swing. He did go around. And it's 0-1. Rivets down 1-0 early. Alex Vera working from the stretch for the first time today. Sets at the letters. Fires the 0-1. Fouled straight back by Dvorak. And it's 0-2. Dvorak has had a hit in every game he's played for Rockford. This is his 4th game, along with all of his position player teammates. He was 1 for 3 last night. Here's the 0-2. Fastball misses high and away. Vera went out of the zone. You can afford to do that when you're well ahead. Vera works quickly and pounds the zone. Not afraid to throw the breaking ball for a strike in the first pitches either. We've already seen it a few times. Here's the 1-2. Curveball curves too much, and it misses inside to the righty Dvorak. Senior headed to Lewis this fall after spending 2 seasons at Missouri St. Louis. He chokes up with 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. A breaking ball swung at and fouled off the leg of Dvorak. It rolls a few feet towards first base. And we'll do it again. Dvorak appears to be all right. Swings the bat around as if to stretch out, adjusts the batting gloves, wipes some sweat off his face. Vera already on the rubber, ready for the 2-2 before Dvorak steps back in. Now time is in, and everybody's set for the 2-2 offering. Ground ball to shortstop, backhanded stop by Brian Javier, throws to second in time to get Sam Beers. Stretching there was Sam Nowitzki at the second base bag. A great play both ways, and without that stretch, I think Beers would have been safe at second base. Instead, he's the first out of the inning. Dvorak reaches on a fielder's choice, and the line moves along to Justin Carestis, one of 3 lefties in this Rivets order against the left-hander Vera. Vera sets with a closed stance, facing Dvorak at first base, delivers the first pitch. Hit and run was on, swing into center field, and it catches up for Sanchez. He makes the catch, throws on to first. It's offline. The throw gets away in front of the dugout, but there to back it up was Alexander. So retreating safely was Dvorak. And there's quickly 2 outs. A good throw would have had a good chance to get Dvorak, who was nearly at second base when the center fielder Sanchez made the play. So now there's 2 down with a runner on first for Phil Highland, who's 3 for 4 on his young season, getting the starting nod in right field for JT Scarra tonight. Righty against lefty, open batting stance for Highland as he offers at the first pitch and fouls it straight back off the chain link fence, and it's 0-1. Highland was 1 for 2 last night after coming in as a defensive substitution at second base for Cherokee LeBeau. This spring, Highland hit .385 for the Rockford Regents. 0-1. Slow blooper over Sam Nowitzki's head, and he jumps and makes the catch in shallow right field to end the frame. So Rockford can't capitalize on a leadoff base knock from Sam Beers, and the score remains Rockford 0, Fond du Lac 1 after 1.5. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Radio. Welcome back to Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, where the Dock Spiders are up 1-0 on the Rockford Rivets. Taking a look at the other games around the Wisconsin-Illinois pod, the two other games. One is set to get underway at 5:05 p.m. in La Crosse. Green Bay taking on the Loggers. Jack Saucer set to go for the Booyah and Mitch Lines for the Loggers. And the one other game is Wisconsin and Wisconsin Rapids. Rapids up 3-0 on the Woodchucks. Here's the first pitch to Aaron Anderson to start the bottom half of the second. It's a fastball that misses outside, 0-1. Dock Spiders pushed across one first-inning run against Ryan Green, who winds and deals. Misses low again with the fastball. 2 balls, no strikes. I may sound like a broken record talking about first pitch strikes. Here's the 2-0 on the way to Anderson. Misses outside again. But all Rockford pitchers have struggled with those first pitch strikes. And those really set the tone of the at-bat. Screws pitching not able to find the zone with the first pitch very often. Here's the 3-0. Misses upstairs to the 6-5. Anderson, who trots down to first base with a leadoff walk. That's the second walk issued by Green in 1+ inning of work. He also walked the leadoff man in the first, Andrew Bullock, who came around to score. So here's Sam Nowitzki, righty against righty with a man on first. Green works from the stretch from the center of the rubber. He steps off and throws over to first base. Diving back safely is Anderson. In last night's ball game, Nowitzki did not see action. Squares to bunt and pulls back. And it's 0-1. Fastball is a bit high. Sometimes pitchers can be distracted when a batter squares around to bunt. That may or may not have been the case with Green. Green, predominantly a 2-pitch pitcher, throws a changeup every once in a while too, as Nowitzki swings and pulls a foul ball down the left side. Roller that makes it all the way to the Dock Spiders bullpen. Coming out to retrieve it as a bullpen arm for the Spiders. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike on the Oregon Duck. Nowitzki enters today's ball game with a .283 batting mark with a home run. 1-1, he squares the bunt again, and it's a good one, but right back to the pitcher on the third base side. Green fields and throws in time to retire Nowitzki, but it's a successful bunt as Anderson moves up 90 feet on the sacrifice.
Next up, for your Dock Spiders, number 5, Marco Sanchez.
There is one out for Marcos Sanchez. Today's center fielder, the junior from Texas Wesleyan, pitched against Rockford in a ball game on July 26th when the Rivets blew out the Dock Spiders. The first pitch to the lefty, fouled off down the right side. Missed the bag by a few feet. 1-0 Fond du Lac. Bottom half of the second, one out with Aaron Anderson on second base. Green comes set at the belt and fires the 0-1. Breaking ball right down the middle, taken for a strike, and it's 0-2. Green has very good command on that breaking ball. He can throw it from a few angles. The sidearm slot and over the top. He looks in for the sign with the arm dangling. Stares out at Anderson, slide steps and fires the 0-2. Fastball in the inner half, swung on and missed by Sanchez for out number 2. It's a big strikeout for Green with a runner in scoring position. And now it's up to the 8-batter, Andrew McKenna. It took Rivets pitching 7 innings to get their first strikeout last night. And tonight, it only takes 2 and a third. McKenna steps into the left-handed batter's box. The freshman from Santa Barbara City College. Joined the team 10 games ago. First pitch. Fastball for a called strike, painting the outer black. McKenna is 1 for 9 in his last 4 games. Still looking for his first extra base hit of the summer. 0-1 to him. Sidearm delivery, and it's popped up into shallow left field. Ranging over to make the plays, the center fielder, Colton Klein, calling off Jackson Dvorak. And the inning is over. So Ryan Green strands Aaron Anderson on second base after a leadoff walk. And the score holds at Dock Spiders 1, Rivets 0, headed to the third inning. Welcome back to Fond du Lac. We are flying along today in a 1-0 ball game already in the third inning. It'll be 8-9-1 to start it off for the Rivets. Bradley Vondruska, Hunter Olson, and Colton Klein. Rivets down early for the second consecutive game. The Dock Spiders pushed across 2 runs in the first in last night's 15-1 victory. A big-time Rivets loss. They pushed across 1 run here in today's first inning. Alex Vera kicks and deals to Vondruska. Fastball just misses outside, can't catch the corner. It's 0-1. Gets the ball back from Jack Alexander and steps right back on. Winds and fires. 0-1, swung on and missed on a changeup. And he comes back with strike 1. Vera gets the ball right back. He's got it already, back into his motion. The 1-1. Curveball, check swing from Vondruska. The appeal down to second base. He did go around. And the count is 1-2. Vondruska did not see action last night. It's a slow roller down the left side, foul. Vondruska, the Milwaukee Area Technical College Stormer, Plays for Fond du Lac manager Zach Charbonneau there. One of 4 Rivets to do so. 1-2. Fastball misses outside. And it's back even at 2 apiece on number 2. Rockford second baseman. 2-2 delivery. Breaking ball in the dirt. Blocked by Alexander with nobody on. And it's full. Vondruska showing good patience as he was down in the count early. Now he's worked it full. Points the bat out. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball called strike 3 in the lower third of the zone. Vondruska started walking to second base, but now he turns to walk towards the Rockford dugout as he is the second strikeout victim of Vera tonight. That brings up the 9 batter Hunter Olson. 1-0 Dock Spiders with 1 out here in the top half of the third. First pitch to the Rockford catcher, swung on and missed. High changeup. It's 0-1. Last night, Olson got in the game in a pinch hit appearance in the 9th. 0-1 to the Rockford catcher. Another big hack and a miss on high cheese. And it's 0-2. Hunter flew out to right field to end the ball game. Swung at the first pitch he saw. Here's the 0-2 offering. Offered at and fouled off over the screen. We'll do it again. Olson, one of 3 catchers on the Rivets roster, platooning with Jake Kleekamp and Austin Robinson. Waggles the bat slightly and waits for another 0-2, and he swings and misses right through another fastball and the high part of the zone. And that's the second consecutive strikeout for Vera. So there's 2 away. A 1-0 ball game for the Rockford leadoff man, Colton Klein. Takes a breaking ball outside for ball 1. Back in the first, Klein swung at the first pitch of the ball game. Flew out to Marcos Sanchez in center field. 1-0 delivery. Breaking ball misses low and away again to the 6'4 center fielder. And it's 2-0. Wind blowing out for Rivets hitters. 2-0 delivery from Vera. That time he finds the zone with the fastball. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Vera, one of the quickest workers that we've seen all year in the Northwoods League. A bit like Mark Burley as he kicks and deals the 2-1. Fouled off the opposite way by Klein. That one will get out of the ballpark over the grandstand on the third base side. Vera is also left-handed, just like the White Sox great Burley. Here's the 2-2. Check swing on a curveball, and he did go around as Alex Vera works a 1-2-3 inning in the third and strikes out the side. Rivets remain scoreless, and it's 1-0 Dock Spiders after 2.5. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Baseball. Rivets losing to the Dock Spiders 1-0 as we head to the bottom half of the third at Hare Baker Field on the athletic campus of Marian University. It's a nice complex. Fond du Lac has capitalized on the home field advantage lately. They've won 2 in a row at home, looking to make it 3 in a row. Ryan Green will face the 9 batter, Brian Javier. Here's the first pitch. Line drive to shortstop, but right at Breck Nowick, who makes the play over his left shoulder. He didn't have to move a step. Got into his fielding position and didn't move his feet and made the catch. And so there's one away for the top of the order, and Andrew Bullock starting the second time through. Bullock walked and scored the only run of the ball game thus far in the first. 1-0 Doc Spiders. First pitch to the lefty, a sidearm fastball for a called strike on the outer half. Bullock, or Bull, as the Fond du Lac faithful call him, in his final game this summer. 0-1. Green goes back to the sidearm delivery, that time a breaking ball that misses outside. All things considered, Green's command has been good, aside from back-to-back leadoff walks in the first and second. He winds and deals the 1-1. Goes back to the fastball, and it's grounded to second base. Vondruska gobbles it up and throws in time to Justin Carestis. And there's quickly 2 away in the third.
Next up, for your non-spiders, number 15, Parker Noland.
So it brings up Parker Noland from Vanderbilt. He singled in the first inning, but was cut down at second base on a 4-3 double play. First pitch to him. Slow curveball right down the middle. Called a strike by home plate umpire Max Steiner. Green working from the windup from the center of the rubber. Delivers the 0-1. Breaking ball that sweeps across the plate, but can't stay in the zone, and it's 1-1. Noland has a very good eye. Comes in with an on-base percentage of .445. 1-1 offering. A sidearm curveball for a called strike. Green has had a lot of success with that alternate delivery. It takes a lot of skill to go back and forth from over the top to sidearm, but Green has done it masterfully. He's right back on the rubber and fires the 1-2. Fastball misses inside, and it hits Noland on the foot. So it's a hit by pitch with 2 outs in the third. And now it's up to Tim Elko to move Noland around. Green reasonably frustrated with that. He didn't think that he hit Noland. But he went to another alternate delivery there. He slide stepped from the windup. So Green playing all sorts of different cards against this Fond du Lac order. Sometimes that's what you got to do. You don't have overpowering stuff. Green from the stretch delivers the first pitch. Misses high to the 6'4" third baseman. Back in the first, Elko grounded into a 4-3 double play that brought home Andrew Bullock from third base. Sporting an open batting stance, leg guard on his front foot. 0-1 to him, sharp ground ball to shortstop, picked up by Nowick. He throws onto first, it's bounced and it gets through Carestis. Trotting to third base is Noland. He stops there as Elko moves up to second base. That'll be a throwing error on Breck. And perhaps a 2-out rally is brewing after a hit by pitch and an error. In this Fond du Lac third, Doc Spiders are up 1-0. Last night, Rockford had 5 errors. One of many dark spots on a 15-1 loss. Rivets looking to avoid their 4th straight loss since resuming. So now it's up to Jack Alexander with a runner on second and third. Here's the first pitch to the catcher. Fastball upstairs for ball 1. And time is called by Hunter Olson, who will take a walk out to the mound to settle down his pitcher. Olson just wrapped up his freshman year at McHenry County College, but showing good maturity here. Trying to calm down his sophomore counterpart, Ryan Green. Noland on third, Elko on second. Green looking to work out of trouble. Comes set and fires the 0-1. Fastball is popped up behind the plate. And that one will get out of play and bounce right in front of us into an empty row. Few fans give chase. And an older gentleman climbs over a few rows to pick up that baseball. Looks like he may keep it for himself. Negotiations going on with a lady as to whether or not he'll give the baseball to her. Anyways, here's the 1-1 from Green. Fouled off down the right side, well past the grandstands. And it's 1-2 on Alexander. Alexander grounded out to Breck Nowick to end the first inning. Has 13 RBIs this year in the Fondy Blue. Bats with the hands held high. Here's the 1-2. Curveball that curves away from the body of Alexander, just enough not to hit him. But it misses inside, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Green looks in for the signal from Olson. It's a long pause with the right arm dangling. Now he's got the sign, comes set below the belt. Fires the 2-2. It's another breaking ball, but it's popped up on the infield. This one will stay in play. Calling off everybody is Carestas, who makes the play and collides with Kyle Hamilton just in front of the mound. Everybody's okay, and the play is made as the 6'4 Carestas collides with the 5'8 Hamilton. That's not what you want to see, but it looks the same in the scorebook as everybody's okay. And Ryan Green holds the Dock Spiders scoreless in the third. So we remain at a 1-0 ball game in favor of Fond du Lac after 3 innings. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Baseball. Welcome back into Hare Baker Field. It's Fond du Lac 1, Rockford 0. Rivets send up their 2 spot in the order, and Breck Nowick, and he swings at the first pitch from Alex Vera and fouls it off the glove of Jack Alexander behind the dish. Quickly 0-1. Vera from the windup fires the 0-1. Goes to the curveball, and it's a slow chopper to Tim Elko at third base. Fields and throws on the run in time to get Nowick. There's 1 away here in the 4th. Alex Vera has set down 6 consecutive rivets. Struck out the side in the 3rd. And boy, does he work fast with Mark Burley-like speed. Lefty on lefty as Kyle Hamilton steps to the dish and pops it up on the infield. It was a shallow pop fly. As Tim Elko races across the field and makes the play behind the mound. third baseman showing off a little bit of range there. And again, 2 quick outs for the left-hander from the University of Illinois. It's the cleanup man, Sam Beers, steps in the right-handed batter's box. And the second, Beers singled to third base on a chopper that bounced off the third base bag. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball that got buried in the dirt. 0-1. Vera wastes no time. He doesn't walk around the mound when he gets the ball back. He gets it back from Alexander and steps right back on the rubber. Winds and fires the 0-1. Fastball on the inner half for a called strike. Beers shakes his head in disgust with the call. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Vera holds the glove in front of his face. Time is in. He's got his sign. Steps and fires the 0-2. It's a ground ball up the middle, ranging over his shortstop Javier, and he boots it. The ball rolls into center field, and Beers reaches for his second time today, that time on an E6.
Next up, for the Rivets, number 11, Jackson Dvorak.
That's the first error of the day for the Dock Spiders, who had 1 error last night, compared to the Rivets' 5. So there's 2 outs with a man on for Jackson Dvorak. Had a fielder's choice back in the second, and he fouls off the first pitch. 0-1. Dvorak looking to extend a 3-game hit streak. Vera gets the sign, sets at the letters, lifts his leg, and delivers a fastball for a called strike, and it's 0-2. Even with a runner on base, Vera is not distracted, as Dvorak steps out of the box and is ushered back in by Steiner, the home plate umpire. Vera gazes in for the sign. He's got it. Now looks a little bit at Beers on first base and delivers home. It's a chopper to shortstop. This time, Javier makes the play and goes the short way to second base to get the force to retire Beers. And that ends the Rockford fourth. Alex Vera keeps on cruising along, and it's 1-0 Fond du Lac. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Baseball.
Ball.
1-0 ball game in favor of the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders over the Rockford Rivets. And JT Scarra, Rivets manager, gives a quick call to the bullpen in relief of Ryan Green and hands it over to Barrett Bell, the right-hander from William Jewell College. And the sophomore has 1 appearance already on the season for the Rockford Rivets. He was part of the brand new roster that came in on Thursday. And he pitched on Friday in Green Bay in a 4-0 loss. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, no runs. He walked 1 and struck out 1. He's got a tough act to follow. Ryan Green pitched well in 3 innings, allowed 1 hit and 1 earned run, walked 2 and struck out 1. Bell will face the 5-hitter Anderson. Here's the first pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. That paints the black on the outer half of the plate. Anderson, a switch hitter, batting from the left side again. As Bell delivers the 0-1. Breaking ball misses high. Bell sporting the red cleats, as most of these Rivets players don't have cleats that match the team's black and gold colors. So they rock their college cleats as the 1-1 is drilled to shortstop on a bounce, fielded by Vondraska, who throws on to first in plenty of time to get Anderson. 1 out here in the 4th, 1-0 Fond du Lac. Brings up Sam Nowitzki, second batter of the bottom half of the 4th. In the 2nd inning, Nowitzki placed a sacrifice bunt back to the pitcher that advanced the runner. And he takes a first pitch curveball in the low 70s on the inner side of home plate. And it's no balls, 1 strike. Nowitzki, soon to be junior from Oregon, laces a curveball over the head of Kyle Hamilton at third base into left field. Scooped up by Jackson Dvorak after a little trouble picking that out of the grass. He gets the throw in, and it's a 1-out single for Nowitzki. Nowitzki, one of a few Oregon Ducks who have been really good for this Fond du Lac team. Nowitzki, usually the leadoff batter, played in that role for most of the season until he struggled as of late. But showing us he's still got it there. So there's a runner on with 1 out for Marcos Sanchez. Lefty against righty. First pitch is a fastball that misses low. Sanchez struck out swinging in the 2nd frame. The only strikeout so far for the Doc Spiders order, who struck out just 3 times last night. Bell slide steps and fires another fastball, and it's a big swing and a miss from Sanchez. He was thinking down the right field line there. It's 320 down both the lines here. 400 to dead center. Not exactly conducive to the long ball for college players with wood bats. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball past a diving third baseman Hamilton, who is in at third base. The ball gets into the shallow outfield. Breck Nowick dove to stop that one, and that may have saved Nowitzki going an extra 90 feet. So nice heads-up play by Nowick to stop that one before it got to Jackson Dvorak in left field. But now there's 2 men on for the 8-batter Andrew McKenna. Back-to-back singles here in the 4th. And a 1-0 ball game for the Doc Spiders. Bell stares in for the sign from Hunter Olson. He's got it. He sets at the letters, brings the glove down to the belt, and fires the first pitch. Big chopper to second base. Vondraska fields it on a hop and throws on to first in time to get McKenna. Both runners move up on the play. There's 2 outs now for Brian Javier. Nowitzki on third now, Sanchez on second. As Javier steps up. He lined out to shortstop for the first out of the 3rd inning. Here's the first pitch. Fastball misses low. Snared in the dirt by Olson. It's 1 ball, no strikes. This would be a big jam to get out of for the Rockford bullpen. A big confidence boost after a big loss last night. 1-0's on the way, and it's drilled into center field. Coming in to make the play is Colton Klein, who puts the squeeze on it to retire Fond du Lac in the 4th inning. So Barrett Bell strands runners on 2nd and 3rd, and we're still in a 1-0 ball game, headed to the 5th inning. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Baseball. About to get underway in the 5th inning from Fond du Lac. It's Doc Spiders 1, Rivets nothing. In case you're just joining us, you haven't missed much offense as Alex Vera deals the first pitch to Justin Carestis. Takes strike 1 on a fastball. Alex Vera has been dealing for the Doc Spiders, surrendering just 1 hit, and that's all. 0-1 to Carestis is another fastball, again taken for strike 2. Carestis is 0 for 1 with a flyout, one of 3 lefties. Vera kicks and deals the 0-2, goes to the breaking ball and draws the swing and the miss from Carestis. That's strikeout number 5 from Alex Vera. 1 quick out, and you hear the soundtrack, taking care of business. I think that sums up the day pretty well for Vera, who is a no-nonsense guy. Gets the ball, steps right back on, and he's ready to go. He doesn't even throw many warm-up pitches between innings. He delivers the first pitch to Phil Highland, called strike on the inner half of the plate, and it's 0-1. Highland, the right fielder from Rockford University, popped out to second base to end the 2nd inning. 0-1, popped up foul into the right side grandstand, and it's 0-2. Earlier in the broadcast, I compared Alex Vera to White Sox great Mark Burley. Two are very similar, left-handed ground ball pitchers. 0-2. This one again popped up to the right side, this time in fair territory. Calling off Bullock is the second baseman, Nowitzki, who makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. Score that another P4 for Highland, and there's 2 down for the 8-batter Bradley Vondruska. Burley, according to his Wikipedia page, averaged 15.8 seconds between pitches, which is 2.1 seconds quicker than the next fastest pitcher. Vera fires the first pitch to the Rockford second baseman, popped up out of play down the right field line. I'm not sure Vera even takes 15 seconds in between pitches. To my estimate, it's more like 10 as he winds and deals the 0-1. This one's popped into center field. It sends Sanchez back, and he makes the play above his head, a few feet in front of the warning track, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for the Illinois Fighting Illini left-hander, and the Rivets are still scoreless. It's 1-0 Doc Spiders after 4.5 in Fond du Lac. Welcome back to Hare Baker Field in Fond du Lac, where the home team, Doc Spiders, are up 1-0 on the Rockford Rivets. Rivets looking to avoid their 4th straight loss after missing 5 games due to the coronavirus. Fond du Lac looking for their 12th win in their last 13 games. Barrett Bell is back out there for his 2nd full inning of relief work as he faces Andrew Bullock, the big left-hander from Charleston Southern. Here's the first pitch to him. It's a breaking ball for a called strike. You hear the very pronounced strike call from Max Steiner, the home plate umpire. Rockford pitching has been very good today, only surrendering one first-inning run. 1-0 Doc Spiders. As the next pitch is grounded to first base. Carestis fields from his knees, flips to Bell, who covers the bag, and steps on it in time to get Bullock. There's one quick out here in the bottom of the 5th. Rivets' defense has been markedly better than last night's, when the Screws lost 15-1 and committed 5 errors. Parker Noland, the 2-batter, steps to the plate in the left-handed batter's box. And Bell delivers a curveball that misses outside for ball 1. Noland has reached both times in 2 plate appearances, once on a single and then on a hit by pitch. Olsen sets up low and away, and Bell delivers a fastball that misses in and low. And it's 2-0. Story today has definitely been Alex Vera, but he's overshadowing a Rivets bullpen that has been very good. 2-0. Bell misses low and away, and it's 3-0 on Noland. This is really the first time that we've seen Bell struggle with his command. He took over for Ryan Green in the 4th. Green was good, only allowed 1 run. Here's the 3-0 pitch. It misses outside, and it's a 4-pitch walk with 1 out here in the 5th. 1-0 Fond du Lac. They're looking for more. Now it's a runner on first for the number 3 hitter, Tim Elko. Looking for his first hit of the game. Was 1 for 5 last night. He had an RBI ground out back in the 1st. Reached on an error in the 3rd. The power hitting first baseman from Ole Miss takes a fastball low. Elko can play both positions on the corner infield. Predominantly a third baseman for Zach Charbonneau and Fondy. Taps the plate twice, waves the bat back and forth, and awaits the 1-0 from Bell. Misses low and away, scooped out of the dirt, and a balk is called before the pitch. And that sends Noland into scoring position at second base. That's the second balk in as many games on the Rivets. Last night, here we saw a balk call on Tyler Venditti in the Rivets bullpen. So now it's an RBI spot for Elko. And time is called, and Hunter Olsen will head out to talk it over with Bell. It's a quick exchange. Both players covering their mouth with their gloves. As good as wearing a mask, I suppose. I'm no doctor, so don't go to the grocery store wearing a glove on your face. We're ready for the 1-0 to Tim Elko with Noland on second. Pitch misses low. It's ball 2. Wind is still blowing out. The clouds have cleared out. It is now bright sunshine at Hare Baker Field. Humid day. Make things laborious for the pitchers. 2-0 on the way. Line drive to short. Past a reaching Nowick into left field. Parker Noland's being sent around third base. He's going to try to score. The throw comes into second base. And it's an RBI single for Tim Elko. And it's 2-0 Fond du Lac. Rockford left fielder Jackson Dvorak had some trouble getting that one out of the lush outfield grass. And by the time he picked it up, the smart throw was to second base to keep Elko at first. That's Elko's second RBI of the game. Brings up the cleanup man, Jack Alexander, who's 0 for 2. First pitch. Fastball high for ball 1. There's action in the Rivets bullpen. Should Bell not be able to escape this one. Still just 1 out here in the 5th. Olson sets up outside, and Bell misses location. The pitch is laced into left, and it bloops and drops in front of Jackson Dvorak. Back-to-back singles, 3 straight base runners for the Spiders. The line keeps on moving. And now it's the 5th batter, Aaron Anderson. Alexander splintered his bat on that one. Was a jam shot, but it was muscled just enough into left field. 1 run already in here in the 5th. 2-0 Dock Spiders. Anderson reached on a walk in the 2nd inning and grounded out to second in the 4th. Anderson, the former player at Flagler University at the Division II level, was named their Male Athlete of the Year this spring. Here's the first pitch to the switch hitter. Fastball in the dirt, blocked by Olson. It's ball 1. Anderson brought home a laundry list of awards this spring, including the COSIDA Academic All-America Team Most Valuable Player. 1-0 to him, big hack and a foul tip off of Olson, and it's 1-1. That Academic All-America team considers mostly academics but also play on the field. And Anderson is a phenomenal student at Flagler and has performed well there in 3 years. So he got that award and got out of town. He's heading to Liberty this fall. It's the 1-1. Misses low again. Bell is having trouble finding the zone all of a sudden. As the Fond du Lac fans, always rambunctious, getting some sort of chant going here. Some of the most active fans in the Northwoods. 2-1. Misses low again. 3 straight balls from Bell, and it's 3 balls, 1 strike. Aaron taps the plate twice, swings the bat around in a circle, brings it back to his shoulder. Here's the 3-1. Both runners go. Pitch misses inside. The throw goes down to third base, but it doesn't matter because that's ball 4. Both runners can move on their own terms, and that's the 4th straight base runner in the Fond du Lac 5th. Bell got the first batter of the inning to ground out. That was Andrew Bullock, but it hasn't retired anybody since. Parker Noland came home to score on a single by Tim Elko, who now stands on third base. As the bases are loaded for Sam Nowitzki, as JT Scara comes out to the mound, has a few-second conversation with Barrett Bell, and then points to the Rockford bullpen to call upon a reliever, and the day is over for Barrett Bell. Looking for a number on the new Rivets pitcher. It's a right-hander. And it was a side armor warming up in the Rivets bullpen. We will get his number and his stats after a brief break. Don't go anywhere. 2-0 Dock Spiders. Fond du Lac still threatening with the bases loaded, 1 out in the 5th inning. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Radio. Pitching change for the Rockford Rivets after Barrett Bell retires one batter here in the 5th. He goes 1 1/3. Leaves the bases loaded for Sam Peterson. Peterson, the freshman out of McHenry County College, will pitch to his teammate, I should say, catcher Hunter Olson. Tall task for him as he faces Sam Nowitzki. Nowitzki has a single on the day. Peterson from the stretch, sidearm delivery for a fastball strike. On the outer black, Peterson goes all sidearm, looks in for the sign, comes set at the belt, and fires the 0-1. Slap the other way for a base hit past a reaching Carestas. It's down the right field line. It's going to be extra bases. Scoring is Elko. Right behind him is Nolan. Stopping at third base is Anderson. Alexander comes home to score. 2-run score on an RBI double by Sam Nowitzki. The big inning continues to curse the Rockford Rivets. Last night, in the bottom of the 3rd inning, the Screws allowed 9 runs, and that really allowed the game to be blown open. Here in the 5th, 3 runs are in, and it's 4-0. Fond du Lac. So now there's runners on 2nd and 3rd for Marcos Sanchez. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Still only 1 out. First pitch is fastball called strike. 0-1. Sanchez is 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. 6 hits for the Dock Spiders, just 1 for Rockford. Here's the set and the 0-1. Fastball misses high. Peterson sticking with almost all fastballs to start his outing. Looks in for the sign with the ball behind his back. Brings it into his glove. Delivers the 1-1. Slapped the opposite way, but that one will tail out of Hare Baker Field. And it's 1-2. Strikeout here would be big with 2 runners in scoring position. Preferably, you want to keep the ball out of play. Peterson with a long pause, takes a deep breath, comes set and delivers. 1-2 fouled off again. We will do it over. Sanchez putting up a good battle. Peterson making his first appearance as a Rockford Rivet today. Has his sign. Delivers another 1-2. Goes to the changeup, and it's popped over the net, out of play. 3rd foul ball from Sanchez. And as these at-bats get longer, they favor the hitters. As a pitcher is more likely to make a mistake. In a game like this, Rivets down 4-0 with runners on 2nd and 3rd. Sam Peterson cannot afford a mistake. 1-2 offering. Fastball tails high and away. Taken for ball 2. Aaron Anderson stands on 3rd. Sam Nowitzki on 2nd after the 2 RBI double. Peterson throws the 2-2, another foul ball. This one off to the left side, straight back. We will have another 2-2. Waiting on deck is Andrew McKenna, the DH. Meanwhile, Marcos Sanchez is in the midst of a battle. Another 2-2, another foul ball. Providing many souvenirs to fans. Sanchez rocking the short pants, showing off long navy blue socks with the powder blue home uniform. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Beautiful changeup from Peterson. Paints the outer half. Sanchez had no choice but to swing and protect. And he's set down for his second strikeout of the day. Only the second strikeout by Rivets pitching. So they've had Sanchez's number. Now there is 2 away for Andrew McKenna. 4-0 Dock Spiders, bottom half of the 5th. Rivets looking to avoid 4 straight losses. The first pitch to McKenna, laced the other way into left field, but right at Jackson Dvorak, and he misplays it. It sails over his head. Coming in to score is Anderson and Nowitzki, and McKenna cruises into second easily. The wind is blowing into left field. That ball kept carrying, and Dvorak made the cardinal sin as an outfielder. Took the first step in. You always got to take your first step back. That one did look like it was dying, but the wind gave it some more carry. And it gives the Dock Spiders 2 more runs. It is now 6-0. That one ruled a double. Did not touch Dvorak. So McKenna gets 2 RBIs. Here's the first pitch to the 9 batter, Brian Javier. It's a fastball that misses high. Javier sporting 1 blue long sleeve on his right arm on a hot, humid day. 1-0 from Peterson. Javier squares to bunt but pulls back as he takes a ball high and away. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs in the bottom half of the 5th. 5 runs in. Spiders scored 1 in the first. All the rest of the runs coming here in the 5th. Here's the 2-0. Fastball that time finds the zone.
It does, yeah.
And it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Justin Carestis at first base, playing a few steps behind the grass. Rockford middle infield holding on McKenna at second base. Hamilton past the bag at third. Here's the 2-1. Fastball misses outside. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Javier has 3 RBIs in 6 at-bats entering today. 8 at-bats total. And a hitter's count here. He calls time, as Peterson was giving a long stare to McKenna on second base. Rivets need to get out of this inning soon for confidence sake. They're down 6-0. They're getting shut down by Alex Vera on the mound. 3-1. Fastball just misses outside to the righty Javier, and it's ball 4. Javier, the 9th batter of the 5th inning, and the Dock Spiders have batted around for the 2nd consecutive game against the Rivets. This Dock Spiders offense cannot be stopped. Not only by the Rivets, but really by anybody. Spiders have won 11 of 12 and scored 10 plus in 3 of 4. Here's the first pitch to Andrew Bullock. It's popped up into left field, tailing away from Dvorak. He gives Jason, makes the catch on the run. And that mercifully ends an adventure of a 5th inning for the Rockford Rivets. They surrender a big crooked number, a 5 spot put up by Fond du Lac. And the lead is extended to 6-0. We'll see what the Rivets offense can do coming up in the top half of the 6th. You're listening to Rivets Baseball.
Olson.
Top half of the sixth coming up in Fond du Lac. Rivets down 6-0 to the Dock Spiders. And after 5 dominant innings of work and just over 50 pitches from Alex Vera, Zach Charbonneau makes the call to the bullpen and hands the ball to the righty, Ryan Ludis. Working from the windup, fires the first pitch to Hunter Olson. It's taken for a ball, low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Ludis, the junior from Wash U St. Louis. He's pitched 12 innings. Here's the 1-0. Misses away again. He's got a 8.25 ERA. 11 earned runs, 13 walks, 12 strikeouts. 2-0 on the way. Swing and a chopper, but first it caught a piece of Olson's foot. That one rolled back to the mound as Olson limps around home plate. That one missed his leg guard on his front leg. That never feels good, and I bet it feels even worse when you've got a leg guard on, when it misses it. Those things never seem to be just big enough. Here's the 2-1. Line drive to second base, nearly tipped by Ludis. Fielding is Nowitzki, and he throws on to first in time to get a hustling Olson, and there's 1 down here in the 6th. Rivets losing 6-0. Here's the top of the order in Colton Klein. Klein is 0 for 2. The junior from Carthage College. Steps in the left-handed batter's box. Lefty against righty. The first pitch is taken for a called strike. Tailing fastball away from the lefty. Of all the Rivets hitters, Klein probably had the most exciting quarantine as he hit at Carthage College. And takes the 0-1 for another called strike, and it's quickly 0-2. Klein not happy about the call. But he hit with Kenosha native Gavin Lux in the Dodgers system. A great player for them. He's still on the taxi squad there. Here's the 0-2. Fouled the other way. We'll do it again. The head coach at Carthage College is the uncle of Lux, Augie Schmidt. Has been there 34 seasons. Here's another 0-2, misses high and away. Klein showing off a good eye. Has 1 walk this season. Here's the 1-2 offering. Misses high and away again. Rivets are down by 6 here. They just need some sort of spark. Perhaps a walk could be it. 2-2 offering, called strike 3 on a fastball that was just at knee level to Klein. He didn't like the call, but makes the walk back to the Rockford dugout. And there's 2 down in the 6th. Brings up Breck Nowick, who's 0 for 2. Ludis quickly goes back to the windup, and Nowick offers at the first pitch, grounds it to short. Javier airmails the throw, but Bullock leaps and makes the tag. And the crowd loves that play. Javier's throw was way too tall for the big first baseman, but he is able to make the play and end the Rockford inning. So the Rivets are still in search of their first run. It is 6-0 Dock Spiders. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Baseball. Rivets down 6-0 to the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. Sam Peterson is back out there for his first clean inning of relief work. He will face 2, 3, 4 in the Fondy order. Parker Nolan, Tim Elko, and Jack Alexander. Lots of power there. Here's the first pitch to Nolan. Fastball right down the middle. Taken for a strike. Nolan walked and scored in the 5-run Fond du Lac fifth. It's been the big story so far. Rivets only having one hit, and much to the contrary for Fond du Lac. 1-0. Misses outside. Peterson went to the off-speed there. Working from the right side, the McHenry County College product works a sidearm 3/4 delivery. Fires the 1-1. Line drive foul into the screen. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Action continues in the Rivets bullpen. Another pitcher just getting loose, making his initial warm-up tosses. It's been a bullpen day for the Rivets. Ryan Green started it, went 3 innings. Provided some good work. Barrett Bell provided 1 scoreless inning before starting the 5-run fifth, as Nolan laces the 1-2 into center field, and that one drops in front of Colton Klein for a leadoff single. That's Nolan's second base knock of the day. Multi-hit ball game for the Vanderbilt Commodore, as his hitting streak is extended to 8 games. He also boasts an 11-game on-base streak. That brings up Tim Elko with a man on, nobody out. 6-0 Fond du Lac, bottom half of the 6th. Rockford infield that double play depth. Peterson working from the stretch as he always does. Fires the first pitch to Elko. It's cued to first baseman Carestas. Fields throws on to second for 1. Nowick back to first. His throw was way off. Covering the bag there was the pitcher Peterson, and he fell over as that throw was too high. And as that throw got out of play, Tim Elko is allowed to move up to second base. That one will be called an error on Nowick. That's his second error of the day. And that's the second time that's happened to Tim Elko, where he's reached on an error from the Rockford shortstop and moved up to second on the play. Here's Jack Alexander with the runner in scoring position. He's got a single and a run scored. First pitch to the right-handed catcher is a called strike. Fastball dotting the outer half. 0-1. Alexander waves the bat back and forth, holds his bat behind his batting helmet and waits for the 0-1. It's a slider that misses way outside. Olsen diving out of his crouch to knock it down. Elko remains on second. Peterson comes set below the belt. Throws the 1-1. Popped up to the right side. In play but foul territory, ranging over his Highland, and he can't get there. That one fell just in front of the Rivets bullpen. Long run for the Rockford right fielder. So it's 1-2. Alexander entering today's ball game with a .250 batting average. He's been with the Dock Spiders since July 1st opening day. 1-2, jam shot foul back. We'll do it again. We'll see if Peterson can settle in. That has been a trend for Rockford relievers. The more work that they get, the better they are as their innings continue. Peterson has his sign and delivers another 1-2. Fastball misses just outside. couldn't catch the corner of the zone. And it's back even at 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner on second base and 1 out. 6-0 Fondy. Rivets looking for any sort of momentum. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball to the first baseman, Carestis, and it gets through the 5-hole. Elko rounds third. The throw comes home to the plate. It's cut off by Carestis. Diving in safely without a throw is Elko. And the lead swells to 7. 7-0, Dock Spiders.
Next up for your Dock Spiders, number 19, Aaron Anderson.
That's the second error of the inning on Rockford. Error total up to 3. As they continue to plague the Rivets. 5 last night, 3 so far. Through 5 1/3. Score that one an E3. Scoring Elko. So now there's a runner on first for Aaron Anderson. The first pitch misses low for ball 1. Aaron has walked twice and grounded out to second once. 0 for 1. Here's the 1-0 offering. Fastball misses at chin level. 2 balls, no strikes. Anderson has been streaky so far this year. Entering today was 2 for 11 after a 6-game hit streak. 2-0 taken for a called strike. Anderson, one of a few returners on this Dock Spiders squad. Always good to have that experience on the roster. 2-1, lined into center field. Colton Klein goes back and makes the catch just above the brim of his cap. And that's a loud second out. So there's 2 down for Sam Nowitzki. 1 run in the bottom half of the 6th for the Dock Spiders. Jack Alexander remains on first base. Nowitzki has 2 hits today and a sacrifice bunt. Righty against righty. The first pitch nearly glances the uniform, and in fact it does glance the uniform of Nowitzki. It's a hit by pitch. So Sam reaches for a 3rd time today. Looks like a pitcher is ready in the Rivets bullpen. JT Scara not coming out of the Screws dugout yet, but he's on the top step. Looks like Peterson will stay in the ball game to face Sanchez, who has the only 2 strikeouts of the game for the Dock Spiders. 1 for 3. He takes a first pitch low for ball 1. Peterson sets. Rocks and fires the 1-0, fouled back. Sanchez put up one heck of a battle in his last at-bat in the 5th. Fouled off 7 pitches off of Barrett Bell. Bell won that battle. We'll see if he can get vengeance on Peterson. It's 1-1 now. Here's the pitch. Fastball right down the middle. Taken by Sanchez. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sanchez taps the plate twice. Waves the bat around. Looks very loose in the left-handed batter's box with an open batting stance. Leans back and awaits the 1-2. Fastball misses a bit inside. And it's back even at 2 apiece. A base knock could mean Sanchez's 3rd RBI this season. Does not have one today. Enters the ball game hitting .333. 2-2, misses inside. That time Peterson went with the breaking ball, and the count has run full. A walk would load the bases with 2 outs. Peterson and Sanchez ready for the payoff pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on a fastball that was outside of the zone. And that ends the Fond du Lac 6th inning. But not before they push across another run and extend their lead to 7-0. Heading to the 7th in Fond du Lac, the Rivets need to get something going. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Radio. Getting late for the Rockford Rivets, looking to avoid their 4th straight loss. They're down 7-0 to the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders at Hare Baker Field in the heart of Wisconsin. The Rivets will turn to the 3-4-5 hitters, starting with Kyle Hamilton, Sam Beers on deck, and Jackson Dvorak in the hole. Hamilton has a line out and a pop out to his name today. Rivets have been shut down by Fond du Lac pitching, first with Alex Vera, who went 5 scoreless, and now by Ryan Ludis, who deals the first pitch and misses inside to Hamilton. Fastball that nearly got a piece of the thigh, and it's 1-0. Wind is blowing out today in Fondy on a humid day. 1-0. Fastball misses upstairs, and it's 2-0. Hamilton has a knack for drawing walks. Has 3, but looking to reach for the first time today. And he takes the 2-0 outside for ball 3. Hamilton is one of those batters that can be tricky to pitch to if you're a pitcher. Got to be very precise with your location, as Hamilton stands at 5'8". Small strike zone. As the 3-0 misses inside, and it's a 4-pitch leadoff walk for Kyle Hamilton to start the 7th inning. Rivets down 7-0, but that leadoff walk could be a start. Here's the cleanup batter, Sam Beers. Sophomore from Concordia University, Wisconsin. The DH has reached twice, once on a single and once on an error. He was cut down at second base both times. Righty against righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. Fastball for a called strike. Right down Broadway. Fond du Lac middle infield shifting to double play depth. Javier at shortstop and Novitsky at second base. 0-1 offering. Fastball misses high and in. Back even at 1. It was surprising to see Ryan Ludis take the ball from Alex Vera, who only had 58 pitches through 5 innings of work. 1-1 from Ludis. Swinging a foul tip right back into the glove of Alexander. And it's 1-2. Ludis was scheduled to start yesterday's ball game. that changed on game day. The Dock Spiders instead went with Michael McBriar. 1-2 delivery. Called strike 3 on a tailing fastball that caught the outer black to Beers. And that is strikeout number 7 on the day for this Rivets order. Since the coronavirus hiatus, the Rivets have done a good job of putting the ball in play. The team had to rebuild its roster after losing 33 players after a staff member tested positive. One away for one of the new guys, Jackson Dvorak. And the pitch gets away from Jack Alexander, and Hamilton moves up easily to second base. So there's an RBI out there for Dvorak. The Lewis Flyer has 2 fielder's choice plays today. Reached on 1 in the second and ended the inning with 1 in the fourth. Rivets looking for their first run. 1-0 pitch to Dvorak. Fastball precisely finds the outer half at 91 miles per hour. From the Wash U product, Ryan Ludis. One count. Here's the delivery. Popped up foul down the right side. Out of play. And it's 1-2 on the Rockford left fielder. For the game today, Dvorak having lengthy conversations with Rockford manager JT Scara and hitting coach Matt Schmidt. Schmidt just got to join the team today after coming up from New Mexico to do so. Here's the 1-2, and it hits Dvorak right between the numbers. And he flips the bat towards the Rockford dugout and makes the trot down to first base. So perhaps the Rivets have something going in the top half of the 7th, down 7-zip. Now there's 2 runners on for Justin Carestis, the 6th batter. More on Hamilton. Schmidt. Matt Schmidt, the Rockford hitting coach. Usually a coach in independent ball, just like manager JT Scara. First pitch to Carestis, swung on and missed. But Schmidt, as I mentioned, drove up from New Mexico, where he was working as a coach in a shuttle teams type situation for independent ball players without a season. Lotus slides and delivers the 0-1. It slapped the opposite way, and that will fall in front of left fielder Noland. Coming around third and coming home to score is Hamilton. And the Rivets have their first run of the day. It's 7-1 now on the RBI single from Justin Carestis. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Carestis couldn't have placed that ball any better down the left field line. Deep enough where Elko couldn't get it, and shallow enough where the left fielder Noland was nowhere near it. So now there's still a runner on second and first. Now for Phil Highland, who's popped out twice to second base. First offering. Fastball misses outside. Highland sporting black and gold stirrups with white socks, rolled up pants. Leans back before the 1-0 pitch. Takes it for a called strike 1. Highland getting the start in right field today, but he can be found all over the field. Last night he played some second base. Can really play all around the infield or outfield. Alexander sets up on the inner half of the plate. Here's the 1-1. Another called strike. Fastball in the bottom half of the zone. Highland shakes his head as he steps out and takes a practice hack. And it's 1-2. Ludus looking for his third strikeout and the second out of this Rockford seventh. Here's the pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Will it get through? Past a diving Javier who knocks it down, but he can't make the play anywhere. So now the bases are loaded as Javier is slow to get up, but he gets back on his feet and he appears to be okay. There is no room for Bradley Vondruska. Dvorak on third after a hit by pitch. Karestis on second after an RBI single. And now Highland on first base after the infield single. Vondruska in search of his first hit today. Here's the first pitch to him. Fastball misses upstairs at chin level to the Rockford second baseman. Bradley struck out looking in the third and flew out to center in the fifth. Ludus kicks and delivers a fastball that misses outside, and it's 2-0. Lots of time left for a Rockford comeback against the first place Dock Spiders. 2-0 to Vondruska. Fastball misses high, and it's 3-0. With the bags juiced, Vondruska will likely take all the way here. Ludus looks in for the sign, working from the stretch from the left side of the rubber, kicks and fires. Fastball misses outside, and that's ball four. It's an RBI walk for Vondruska, and Dvorak walks home to score, and it's a 7-2 ball game. Rivets showing late inning life. Bases are still loaded for the ninth batter in the Rockford order, Hunter Olson, the catcher. Before the at-bat, Ryan Gaynor takes the slow walk to the mound for the Dock Spiders. Gaynor, the pitching coach. Rivets looking to salvage the final game of their four-game road trip. After a Monday day off, they'll be back at home for their first home game in 2 weeks against the Wisconsin Woodchucks. As for Fond du Lac, they also have tomorrow off. They will visit La Crosse starting on Tuesday. Fond du Lac 7, Rivets 2. Top half of the seventh. Rivets already have 2 runs in, and the bags are loaded for Hunter Olson. Righty against righty. Here's the first pitch. Fastball misses outside. That's 5 straight balls delivered by Ludus. Karestis on third, Highland on second, Vondruska on first. 1-0. That time it's a strike. A relief for the Dock Spiders faithful. And the dugout, I imagine. And the count's back even at 1-1. Olson still hitless. His first few games. He takes a fastball outside, and the count is 2-1. Olson struck out swinging in the third. That was against Alex Vera, the starter. And grounded to second in the sixth. Here's the pitch. Swinging a drive into left field, right at Parker Nolan, who goes back, but it's over his head. Coming home to score is Karestis. Highland is getting waved around, and now the stop sign is thrown up as Javier throws home. The throw is offline. That one's going to be an RBI single, a loud one for Hunter Olson. What a time to get your first base hit in the Northwoods League.
Next up for Rockford, number 22.
This is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Screws. 3-run seventh inning. It's now 7-3 in favor of Fond du Lac. Here's the first pitch to Colton Klein, the leadoff man. It's fouled back. 0-1. You could say that Colton's due for a little bit of contact. And a base hit. He struck out twice today. 0-1. Misses high and away. To the left-handed batter from Carthage at the Division III level. 1-1, 1 out, 3 on. Top of the 7th. Here's the 1-1. Fastball misses high. Always rambunctious. Fond du Lac fans not happy about the call. Klein adjusts his helmet, standing on the white chalk line in the left-handed batter's box. 2-1 pitch from Ludus. Misses inside at the toes. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Klein does have some serious power. He's hit a few to the fence in batting practice. Will likely get a pitch to hit here on 3-1. Ludus sets and fires. It's skied to the left side. Ranging over is Nolan, but he has no room as it bounces on the warning track before the Fond du Lac bullpen. And the count is full. A ground ball could end this 7th inning. Force anywhere. Here's the payoff pitch to Klein. Chop to second base. Nowitzki to second for 1. Javier on to first. In time to get Klein. That's an inning-ending double play with the bases loaded. And a frustrating end to an otherwise good inning for the Rivets. They push across 3 runs in the top half of the 7th. And the Fond du Lac lead is cut to 4. Still more work to do for the Rivets bullpen. They need to keep the Dock Spiders right where they are. Don't go anywhere. It's stretch time in Fond du Lac. Dock Spiders 7, Rivets 3. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Baseball. Bottom half of the 7th between the Dock Spiders and the Rivets. Fond du Lac up 7-3 after the Rivets push across 3 in the top half. We'll see if the Rivets bullpen can hold the Dock Spiders right where they are as Cruz Wagner comes on for the Rivets. He's a freshman from Milwaukee Area Technical College, where he pitches for Zach Charbonneau, but today he pitches for the other side of the diamond and JT Scara and the Rivets. The Slinger native pitches from the right side, face off against Andrew McKenna, the 8 batter First pitch, fastball misses inside. McKenna had an RBI double back in the 5-run Fond du Lac fifth. 1-0, misses high and in again. Back-to-back pitches in the same spot. 2-0 on the DH. Ruse working from the windup and fires. Foul straight back over my head at the sweet level for strike one. Nice ballpark at Hare Baker Field. A seating bowl behind the home plate area. 2 grandstands as the 2-1 misses high and in again. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. But there's also a suite level above the seating behind home plate. That's where the press box and 2 suites are located as the 3-1 is ripped right to the Rockford first baseman, Justin Carestis, who catches the line drive for a loud first out in the bottom half of the 7th. Scored in L3, brings up the bottom of the order in Brian Javier. Javier reached on a walk in the 5th, has a fly out and a line out. 0 for 2. Javier headed to Campbellsville this fall. Takes a breaking ball high on the first pitch. Wagner misses low and outside. It's ball 2. Wagner, the 4th Rockford pitcher of the game. 2-0. Jam shot, pop, fly. In foul territory, and that one finds the seats. Rockford pitching started with Ryan Green. Had a nice outing, allowed 1 first-inning run, but was otherwise sharp. Went 3 innings. Barrett Bell took over and went 1 1/3, allowed 4 runs. 2-1 to Javier. Taken for a ball outside, and it's 3-1. Sam Peterson then took over for Bell and went 1 2/3, allowing 2 runs, and now it's up to Ruse Wagner. He offers the 3-1. It's popped foul down the right side, just off the end of the bat by Javier. That one had to sting the hands as he slammed the bat down slightly on the ground. Javier played this spring at St. Xavier and got off to a hot start before COVID paused the season. Payoff pitch to him. Flied the other way, and Highland makes a sliding catch with his glove on the ground in right. And there's 2 away. That thing was falling fast. Highland wasn't sure whether to come in and try and make the play or play it on the bounce. Luckily for him, he makes the catch. 2 down for the leadoff man, Andrew Bullock. Bullock, the big fella, has reached once on a walk back in the 1st inning. Came around to score. Swings at the first pitch and grounds it foul down the first base line. Bullock, a fan favorite in Fond du Lac, as he was a member of the 2018 Northwoods League Championship team. In Fond du Lac's 2nd year in the league. 0-1. Misses low and away to the first baseman. Bullock was also on the 2017 team, as well as the 2019 team. 4 years on the south shores of Lake Winnebago. The 1-1 finds the zone for a called strike. Bullock sporting the eye black on a hazy, sunshiny day. Ruse Wagner works from the windup and fires the 1-2. Misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bullock with 2 homers and 20 RBIs this summer. So hear the fans chattering about his nickname. Pops the 2-2 over the net on a breaking ball from Wagner. El Toro, the Bull. Listen to these fans with the bases empty in the bottom of the 7th. Knock Spiders up 7-3. 2-2 on Andrew Bullock. Misses outside. And you bet that the Dock Spiders fans will start banging the seats again. Here's the payoff pitch. Popped up on the infield. Breck Nowick ranges into shallow left, calls off Dvorak, and makes the play with one hand over his shoulder. And that ends the inning. So Wagner works a 1-2-3 bottom half of the 7th, and the score remains Dock Spiders 7, Rivets 3 after 7 innings in Fond du Lac. Rivets down 7-3 in the top half of the 8th. They will square off against the new pitcher, the righty headed to UCLA, high school senior Chris Aldrich. Aldrich has faced the Rivets once before, but that was on the pre-COVID roster. That came back on July 16th. He went 3 innings of one-hit ball, scoreless. He'll face 2-3-4 in the Rivets order, starting with Breck Nowick, and he takes a fastball for a called strike at 87. The Oak Park, California native can really reach back and pump it in there. Here's the 0-1. Big chopper over the head of Aldrich, fielded on the run by Nowitzki. He throws just in time to beat Nowitzki by a step, or excuse me, the call is safe. So Nowick beats out the play. Looked like the first base umpire originally signaled that Nowick was going to be out, but Tyler Jones made the call otherwise. So it's an infield hit for Nowick on the big chopper. Just what the Rivets need. Laid it off man on in the 8th. So now it's the 3-hitter Kyle Hamilton. Lefty against righty. First pitch is a called strike. Fastball at 88. Hamilton walked and scored in a 3-run Rockford 7th Only 3 runs of the ball game. 0-1. Another big chopper through the right side into right field off the glove of Nowitzki. Holding up at second base is Breck Nowick. And it's back-to-back singles to start the 8th for this Rockford lineup. Brings up the cleanup man, Sam Beers. Rivets looking for their first win since missing 5 games. Fond du Lac has won 11 of 12 in first place in the Wisconsin-Illinois East. The Rivets half a game out of a playoff spot. They need a game here. First pitch to Beers, misses high and away. Beers has reached twice and struck out once. Walk, reached on an error, and a looking strikeout. 1-0 to the Concordia product. Grounded to second base. Javier to second for 1. The relay from Nowitzki is in time to first base. 6-4-3 twin killing for Chris Aldrich. That's just what he needed. As the double play continues to kill the Rivets. In the 7th, the Dock Spiders got out of a bases-loaded jam when Colton Klein grounded into an inning-ending 4-6-3 double play. On this double play, Nowick moves up to third base. So another run 90 feet away as Jackson Dvorak steps in. First pitch, lined into center field. Coming in is Sanchez, and he makes the catch chest high. And that ends the inning. Chris Aldrich works around some trouble and keeps the Rivets offense at bay. It's Rockford 3, Fond du Lac 7, headed to the bottom half of the 8th. You're listening to Northwoods League Baseball on Rockford Rivets Radio. Bottom half of the 8th in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Rockford Rivets find themselves down late. 7-3 ball game in favor of the Dock Spiders. JT Scara, Rivets manager, goes back to the bullpen for his 5th pitcher of the day. It's Simon Dembeck. Dembeck, the two-way player out of the Milwaukee Area Technical College, a Heartland, Wisconsin native. Pitched 2 games this spring for the Stormers. Went 1-0. pitched 1 1/3. Allowed enough runs to get himself to a 13.50 ERA. Struck out 2 and walked 1. First pitch to Parker Noland, the 2 batter, is in there for a called strike. Noland has reached all 4 times. 2 singles, a hit by pitch, and a walk. His last time up. 0-1. Curveball for a called strike. 0-2. That one was a bit outside if you ask the Fond du Lac fans. Never afraid to voice their opinion. Dembeck works from the windup, kicks and deals the 0-2. Ground ball past shortstop into center field. Breck Nowick was playing too far towards third base to have a shot at that one. And it's a 2-strike single, a 3-hit ball game for the freshman from Vanderbilt. That brings up the 3-batter, Tim Elko, with a man on. Elko's put together a day for himself. He's got 2 RBIs. He's reached 3 of 4 times, twice on errors, 1 on a single. Fond du Lac looking for some insurance, up 7-3. Bottom half of the 8th. First pitch. Ground ball past the diving Kyle Hamilton at third base into left field. Back-to-back singles to start the 8th inning. This Doc Spiders order has not missed much. 10 hits for them today. And all things considered, looking at the trends lately, the Rivets pitching staff has been able to keep this team somewhat quiet as the Doc Spiders have scored 10 or more runs in 3 of their last 4 games in a stretch where they have won 10 of 12. Sitting in first place in the Wisconsin-Illinois East Pod. Here's the first pitch to Jack Alexander. It's taken for a strike. Dembeck going back to the off-speed. Alexander has a single today, but is otherwise 0 for 3. Sophomore headed to Austin P. And the 0-1 is a fastball that misses upstairs, and it's 1-1. Dembeck taking over for Hruz Wagner, who pitched 1 scoreless inning. The next pitch is grounded through the left side, and another single. Being sent around third base is Noland. The throw is way off. Kyle Hamilton dives to try and cut it off. Simon Dembeck was backing it up. He has to run to the warning track to pick that one up in front of the third base dugout. And it's an RBI single for Alexander. And that lead is back up to 8-3. 5-run deficit for the Rivets. Not what you want late in a ball game. 3 straight singles to start this 8th inning. Moving up on the throw was Elko to third base and Alexander to second. Dembeck looks in for the sign as the Rockford infield comes in. He delivers the first pitch. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. To the switch hitting Anderson, batting from the left side. 1-0. Breaking ball blocked in the dirt by Hunter Olson. Ball rolls up the third base line, but Olson able to get it without any trouble. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes on the redshirt junior from Liberty. Anderson has 2 walks, a ground out, and a fly out. Here's the 2-0 offering from Dembeck. Jam shot, foul ball. Bounces against the screen behind home plate. It's 2-1. 8 runs on 11 hits and 1 error for the Doc Spiders. 3 runs on 6 hits and 4 errors for the Rivets. They had 5 last night in a 15-1 loss. Defense continues to be a weak spot as the 2-1 misses inside, and it's 3-1. First base is opened for Anderson with runners on second and third. no outs. The bottom of the 8th. 1 run already in. 3-1 to Anderson. Fastball paints the outside corner. And it's full. Coming back to get Anderson would be a big confidence boost for Dembeck, the freshman, making his first Northwoods League pitching appearance. He comes set, delivers the payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled off the leg of Anderson. We'll do it again. Anderson has 22 RBIs this year. Same amount of RBIs as he has strikeouts. Dembeck has his sign, sets below the belt, delivers another payoff pitch, ripped down the right field line, but foul by about a foot as the Rivets dugout exhales. Anderson gave that one a ride. But rather than 2 RBIs, he'll face another 3-2. Steps back into the left-handed batter's box, taps the plate twice, swings the bat around twice. Here's another payoff. Another foul ball chopped to the right side. Anderson is well out in front of Dembeck's offerings, which are consistently in the mid to high 70s. Rivets' roster, which was rebuilt after 33 players left all at once, features a number of two-way players. Dembeck is one of them. Here's yet another payoff pitch. Off-speed pitch, ripped down the right field line. That one's going to drop fair and roll all the way to the wall. Trotting home easily to score is Elko. Right behind him is Alexander, as Anderson is in standing with a 2 RBI 2-bagger. The Dock Spiders are now up 7, and it's 10-3. This Spiders offense is a buzzsaw. If you like offense, you've come to the right place. That is now 4 of the last 5 games that the Dock Spiders have scored 10 or more. Now the line keeps moving to Sam Nowitzki, who fouls off the first pitch. Still no outs in the bottom half of the 8th. 1 run in the first, 5 runs in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and now 3 in the 8th for Fond du Lac. Just 3 runs in the 7th for Rockford. 0-1. Misses low and away. Snared in the dirt by Olsen. Dembeck looks at Anderson and delivers home. Off-speed pitch is laced into right field. Coming into the gap is Highland, makes the running grab for the first out of this 8th inning. That brings up Marco Sanchez, who is just about the only Dock Spider to have a frustrating day. He's got a single and 3 strikeouts, the only 3 Ks of the day for Fond du Lac. All 3 of the swinging variety. Dembeck delivers the first pitch. Fastball right down the middle, taken for a strike. Anderson standing on second base after picking up his 23rd and 24th RBIs of the season. 0-1. It's a pop-up on the infield. The pitcher, Dembeck, gives way to the third baseman, Hamilton, who dives and can't make the play. That one fell into the infield Bermuda Triangle of sorts. Lots of miscommunication for the Rivets today, especially on those infield pop flies. As we saw back in the 3rd inning, Justin Carestis, the first baseman, and Hamilton collided on a pop-up back to the mound. That time, the out was recorded. This time, Sanchez gets more life. It's 0-2. Here's the pitch. He's out in front of it, and he rolls it down the right field line foul. As he continues to battle. One thing about Sanchez is he has not gone down easy in his 3 strikeouts today. Back in the 5th, he put on a 9-pitch at bat before he struck out swinging. Another 0-2, taken high for ball 1. That one at the collar of the shirt. On the 6-foot, Sanchez, who played last night as a defensive sub. Has a hit in 6 of his last 7 games now. Here's the 1-2. Dembeck misses outside with the off speed. He hasn't been able to locate that well in this inning. Counts back even at 2-2. Dembeck with the glove on his front knee. Now comes set and fires the 2-2. Chopped foul into the Rockford dugout. We'll do it again. Nice crowd on hand on this humid Sunday in Fond du Lac. Temperature around 85 degrees. Hazy sunshine overhead at Hare Baker Field. Both today's game and last night's game were sold out. 2-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's the golden sombrero for Sanchez today. As Dembeck picks up his first strikeout. That's the second out of this bottom half of the 8th inning. And now it's up to Andrew McKenna with a runner on second base. Doc Spiders up 10-3. McKenna had a 2 RBI double in the 5th inning. 1 for 4 on the day. The freshman from Santa Barbara City College swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. 0-1. Looking ahead to the top half of the 9th for Rockford, they will send up 6, 7, 8 in the order. Justin Carestis, Phil Highland, and Bradley Vondruska. It's an awkward moment between Dembeck and the home plate umpire, Max Steiner, takes place. Dembeck steps on the rubber in the windup position, but has to step off and goes back to the stretch and fires the 0-1. A sweeping breaking ball misses in the dirt. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Dembeck walks around the mound, adjusts his cap before stepping back on the left side. Comes set in a closed stance. Slides and fires the 1-1. It misses inside. Nearly caught a piece of the jersey of McKenna. Got away from Olsen, but he was able to get to it before Anderson could move up to third base. 2-1 to McKenna. Breaking ball hammered into deep right field. Going back is Highland. He's at the track. He looks up, and that ball is gone. It's a 2-run dinger for Andrew McKenna. And the Fond du Lac lead burgeons to 9 runs. It's another 5 spot. It's 12-3 Doc Spiders. First home run that we've seen this series, and that was a big one. It was not cheap. Going into the power alley in right field. And that triggers JT Scara out of the Rivets dugout to have a conversation with the entire infield. It was a brief one. And he does not go to the bullpen. This is Simon's inning to finish. 2 outs with 5 runs in. The base is empty now for the 9 batter, Brian Javier. I think this Rivet squad will be happy with tomorrow's day off and home series. A pod-wide day off tomorrow, followed by a 2-game set with the Wisconsin Woodchucks. First pitch to Brian Javier misses high and away. Brian is 0 for 3 with a walk. Then back to the windup. Delivers the 1-0. Skied into right field. This time it's shallow. Highland loses his cap, slides, and makes the play to mercifully end a 5-run 8th inning for the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. Our new score, Fond du Lac 12, Rivets 3. Last chance for the Screws coming up in the top half of the 9th. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Baseball. Last chance for the Rockford Rivets. They need 9 to tie and send it to the bottom of the 9th. They will face the flame-throwing right-handed closer from Bradley University. It's Theo Denlinger. Denlinger is a big man out there on the mound with long flowing hair. Standing at 6'3", 240 pounds, built like a linebacker. Fires the first pitch to Justin Carestis. Check swing. Carestis held up. It's 1-0. Denlinger working from the stretch. Kicks and fires. Fastball downstairs. Back-to-back misses at 93 miles per hour. Likely closer to 95 as the radar gun has been a few miles per hour slow here. Sets below the letters and fires the 2-0. Line to first base. Gobbled up by Andrew Bullock after he knocks it down with his leg. He takes it himself for a quick first out. Score at 3 unassisted. Rockford is down to their final 2 outs. They're down 12-3. As Zach Charbonneau will come out of the Dock Spiders dugout and pull 2 of his starters, Tim Elko, third baseman, and Andrew Bullock, the first baseman, 4-year Fond du Lac Dock Spider. They'll get big standing ovations. Fun scene here in Fond du Lac as Bullock walks off the diamond, gets embraced by Zach Charbonneau and tips his cap to the fans, as does Tim Elko. Entire bullpen comes down to the dugout to embrace their teammates. It's a nice moment.
Playing third base, Colin Hall.
for the Dock Spiders there.
Now batting number 5, Phil Highland.
Defensive substitutions at first and third base. Brings up Phil Highland with 1 down here in the 9th. Rivets down by 9. Here's the first pitch, righty against righty. Big swing and a miss on some high cheese from Denlinger. Denlinger has a very athletic family, as his older brother played offensive lineman for the Wisconsin Badgers. 0-1, poured right down the middle, and it's quickly 0-2. Highland steps out of the box, moves the bat around as Denlinger shakes off Alexander, wearing eye black as a pitcher. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss on a foul tip. Strike 3. 2 quick outs here in the 9th for Theo. Now it's up to Bradley Vondruska. Vondruska is 0 for 2 with a walk. 1 strikeout. Denlinger saved games for the Madison Mallards the last 2 seasons. Bounces the first pitch to Vondruska. Ball 1. And talking to him, he really loved that experience. Denlinger, native of Cuba City, Wisconsin, said he attended Madison Mallards games growing up. Mallards always have big crowds. The 1-0. It's a fastball that misses high. 2-0. Biggest crowds in the Northwoods League can be found at Warner Park. And Denlinger said those crowds always hyped him up. 2-0. Ground ball to second base. Nowitzki fields backhand. The jump throw is not in time. Coming off the bag to try and make that play was the first baseman. Could not. And so Rockford has a base runner with 2 outs here in the 9th. Down 12-3. The Rivets lost last night's ball game 15-1. Running into a hot Fond du Lac squad that doesn't appear to be stopping anytime soon. In first place in the Wisconsin-Illinois East. Here's the first pitch to Hunter Olson. Big swing and a miss. On a fastball in the mid-90s, up in the zone. Olson had an RBI single in the 7th. His first hit as a Rivet. He's 1 for 3. 0-1. Curveball misses high. Vondruska not being held on at first base. Clouds rolling over the field now as the 1-1 is grounded to the other side. Gets through the second base hole as Nowitzki couldn't make the play. And it's back-to-back singles for the Rivets off Fond du Lac's closer, Denlinger. That brings up the top of the order in Colton Klein.
Next up, for Rockford, number 22, Colton Klein.
Klein is 0 for 4. Grounded into a double play his last time up in the 7th. First pitch, swung at and fouled down the left field line. Off the light pole. Down the left field line. Of course, the light's not in use. 3:42 Central Time on this Sunday afternoon. Denlinger from the stretch as always. Fires the 0-1. Curveball catches the outer black. It's 0-2. As the Fond du Lac crowd rises to its feet. Dock Spiders looking to put the finishing touches on their 25th win of the season. Rockford likely about to lose their 4th straight. Here's the 0-2. Swinging a foul back. We'll do it again. These Dock Spiders fans have been loud every game between these two teams. The Rivets and Dock Spiders went back and forth In the beginning of the season, when the two had evenly matched rosters in terms of numbers of Division I players, now the Rivets predominantly D3 and NAIA gamers, as the 0-1 misses inside. Excuse me, 0-2, and now it's 1-2. Doc Spiders likely to make the season series 6-4 in favor of Fondi. 1-2. Ground ball the opposite way to third base. Throws on to first. High, but the stretch is good. And the Doc Spiders win it. Theo Denlinger closes it down and puts the final touches on another big victory for Fond du Lac. They defeat Rockford 12-3. We'll be right back with the totals after this on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Welcome back into Hare Baker Field, where the Rivets have just dropped their fourth straight game as they lose to the Fond du Lac Doc Spiders 12-3. Here are the final line scores. First for the victorious Fond du Lac Doc Spiders. 12 runs on 13 hits, 1 error and 9 left on base. For Rockford, 3 runs on 8 hits and 4 errors, 4 left on base. The winning pitcher is Alex Vera. Vera went 5 innings, did not allow a run, and 1 hit ball, struck out 5. Getting the loss is Vera's counterpart, Ryan Green, the Rockford starter. He went 3 innings and allowed 1 first-inning run. Got stuck with the loss, and he moves to 0-1 with an ERA of 3.0. So, on the season, the Rivets fall to 14-19 as the Doc Spiders improve their mark to 25-13 in first place in the Wisconsin-Illinois East, and the Rivets in last. Next up for these two teams, they will have a day off tomorrow, pod-wide day off, and the two teams will hit the road. The Rivets will go back home to take on the Wisconsin Woodchucks, and the Fond du Lac Doc Spiders will take on the La Crosse Loggers. Quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard around the pod. Wisconsin Rapids defeat the Wisconsin Woodchucks 8-0, and Green Bay and La Crosse set to get underway in a little over an hour at Copeland Park at 5:05. So we will see if the Rivets lose another game in a playoff spot, but as of right now, they are 1 game behind Green Bay for the second playoff spot in the Wisconsin-Illinois East. So that about does it here from Hare Baker Field. Another frustrating day for the Rockford Rivets as they fall by 9 runs to the Doc Spiders, a final of 12-3. Thank you for tuning in on this fine Sunday afternoon throughout the Midwest. Saying so long and happy Sunday, I'm Larry Larson. We will talk to you on the Northwoods League Baseball Network on television on Tuesday as the Rivets take on the Wisconsin Woodchucks. So long, everybody.